Hello and welcome to SML, the Primetime Podcast, a commissioner podcast, which honestly, I don't really do too often. It's kind of difficult just to look at a camera and talk for 10 to 15 minutes straight and not stammer around. So we'll try to keep this consolidated and hey, let's go. So first topic I want to talk about is it's the final season in the SML. And one thing that's been in chat lately is the cycle GOAT conversation, which in my opinion, it's Dumps to lose. Dumps got an 80% chance of retaining that topic. I do think there's a slim chance he can lose it, and that is by maybe not making a conference championship round. And depending on who wins the Super Bowl this year, there could be an argument to be made. Let's say Dan wins the Super Bowl. He's got two Simbardis. I think he's got the overall head-to-head series over Dump, and he's won two Simbardis with a lesser team than Dump. Myself, I won a Simbardi season 1. I did have inside stuff, but Anthony Richardson was a rookie and he was not Anthony Richardson that you see in SML today. He was missing a lot of passes. This season, if I won one, it'd be without inside stuff or set feet lead. There's a chance, depending on if he can pull one off with the Chargers without set feet lead. He has Justin Fields, but he has inside stuff, but he could still maybe make a run for it as well. It's just interesting, and I think it's a topic that will actually come down to the survey and the polls. If you look back to last cycle, you can look at it on our YouTube channel. I did a top 10 SML players of the cycle, which was voted on by the SML members. And then when we did narration, I shared the voting afterward. It's totally transparent. I'll do that again this year. I think this is going to be maybe the most interesting voting scale that we've had in a long time because everything's so close and there's so many underdogs that have won a Simbardi this year. The other thing for this final season of the cycle, again, this is a commissioner podcast. I want to talk about commissioner stuff. Evaluations. One thing that I always find interesting is people kind of forget the SML evaluation system is more of a consistency-based eval score system. If you're a guy who's in chat consistently and you just kind of put in some content, even if you're not getting perfect content scores, but you're doing it consistently every season and just following the rules, at the end of the cycle, not at the beginning, but at the end of the cycle, you're going to be a person who's near the top. I see way too often people who right at the beginning of the cycle or the first 3 or 4 seasons, they are really high and then they just drop off the last cycle or the last season or two, and they're not in chat. They're forced loss in games, and their scheduling score takes a dip. Their other things take a dip because they're not in chat. They're not tweeting then, and it just kind of takes a nosedive. Our evaluation system really is catered towards the people who just are consistent and steady in the league. You won't see that the first 3 or 4 seasons, and people get pissed about that all the time. And I tell them, hey, wait, let's just wait to the end and see, because someone's going to drop off. It happens every year. And you see these people kind of like the stock market or like Bitcoin. If you look at a Bitcoin graph, how it's up and down, those people get a little frustrated because they're picking 17 through 22, and at their peak they're a top 5 member, but they're not consistently a top 5 member. So it's something to consider. If you look at previous eval scores and you look and you see yourself really close to somebody, this could be your opportunity to jump them. As if you put out some content and you're playing all your games and you're in chat in this final season. I get it. It is hard. We're going to talk about that right now. It is hard to be focused in on Madden from August to August. Our league requires a strong intensity and focus compared to a lot of leagues. A lot of leagues don't go August to August. NCAA came out, and I want to talk about the comparison between that. But the reality is, and I see people talk in chat about it, how sometimes it's hard just to load up and play Madden after a new football game comes out. And I totally get that. But at the same time, I think it's important to remember that these are 2 different games and you're playing them for 2 different purposes. NCAA does play, I still think it's pretty closely related to Madden, and especially when Madden 25 comes out, I think they're going to be like the same game. I see the multiple commentary teams. The camera angle is slightly different, and if you played NCAA, you'll notice it. The depth of the field is a little bit different. You will notice the play art screen is the same. Different. When I say different, I say it's the same as the college game. I should correct myself there. All these stuff are the same. Juke moves aren't as overpowered in the Madden 25 beta. It wasn't overpowered in NCAA. So I do think they are very similar games. But I say that to say the dynasty mode in college football is a lot deeper than franchise mode is. in Madden. That said, I do believe franchise mode is more practical to run a league on. It's 32 members. All teams play each other. The schedule's set. If everybody does their job, every game's going to be a user-to-user game. In college football, if everybody does their job, it's not going to be all user-to-user games. And a computer team could make the college football playoff, which it just presents a unique challenge. And I think that's kind of a tough point for a commissioner. And somebody will figure it out. And I'm not saying dynasty mode is broken or that it's not going to be a fun way to play online with friends, but it's just different. And the SML is a league where we play user-to-user games. And that's why personally I've never consistently played in two full leagues ever. But for Madden 25, I want my focus to be on Madden, and I want my focus to be on the SML and Primer, which is why I thought about doing it, but why I didn't create a NCAA league. I decided I'm going to join Primer for Madden 25, and I'm going to help reinvest in the members. I'm going to be in chat there. I'm going to be helping recruit harder than I've ever done before. All of this to make the SML experience better for you guys here. And I think part of that, and Primer's been great for the SML. Many of you who are watching this video have gone through Primer. But all things can be improved. And I feel like maybe as a commissioner, I've let the league down and not been as involved as I should be. So I'm going to help out the admin team there and really focus on getting Primer the help it needs to explode and get strong members and get strong member base in the SML. Look, keep in mind, the Primer, if you look it up, the Primer started over 5 years ago now. There's not a whole lot of Madden leagues that have lasted over 5 years that are currently still alive. I know over the course of time there is, but that have made it through the blip of Madden. What was it, last Madden when half the leagues got all deleted? We've gone through 2 blips in Primer. It's a strong league. It's a very strong league, and I would probably argue it's a top 5 Madden league in the Madden community. So I want to change how our league looks at Primer a little bit, how we talk about Primer. And it starts with me, it starts with our admin team, and then it goes down to how SML members talk about Primer. And that league is a serious league, and it's a legit league. And I'm excited for what it's going to bring in 25 because I know the intensity I'm going to hit that thing with, and it's just gonna be the best it's ever been. So I'm excited for that. Which gets me to my last point here on this podcast or this commish talk. What I want for the next cycle of the SML. Again, I think it'll be our 10th year come March, maybe. What I want is, first and foremost, I just want to be with people who want to be here. Yeah, hey, we're all going to have highs and lows. There's going to be a point when a new game, NCAA comes out, or a new Call of Duty comes out, or a new God of War game comes out. And your itch to play Madden really is not what it was in August. And that's going to happen. Life happens. All sorts of stuff pulls you in different ways. But at the end of the day, you're in chat bringing positivity. When you lose, you're in Twitter. You're not saying something snarky. You're not DMing a guy to complain about another guy. You're just doing things because you're happy to be here. You know that the league's not perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. The other guys in the league aren't perfect, but you want to help build a community that is the strongest community in Madden. And I think we have that, but I also think we can improve in the sense of saying, hey, you know what? This game is flawed. It's going to be flawed. This league is going to have flaws, but let's just focus on how can we correct those flaws instead of just talking about them. What can we do to actually improve? And maybe there's some things we can't fix. We can't fix Madden from being what EA creates it to be, but at the same time, maybe we don't need to highlight those points. Yes, inside zones aren't broken. Okay, well, do we create a rule on inside zones to stop them more? Well, maybe we have one on runs, on not spamming runs or something. I don't know. Well, okay, is it kind of hard to track that? Is there a better way to track that? Because maybe the commissioner or the admin team or the gameplay supervisors don't suspend players you don't feel enough for the inside zone spam or something. Well, it's kind of a pain in the butt to track that. So if we work together to find solutions to problems, I think that's how you can continue to improve and just get better and better and create more longevity in the league and create a better experience for everybody. So yeah, I want people who are happy to be here, who aren't gossiping, who are just investing their energy to create a positive environment, clean gameplay, obviously. And I want a strong Primer from Madden 25. Primer has done a great job. Look, SML, it's been a 32-man league, and there's never been a point in the last 5 or 6, whatever it's been, 5 years where we've been a 31 or 30-man league, unless if a team glitched. But we have consistently been just a 32-man league. And people take that for granted, I think, because sometimes even the best leagues, they might have an opening for a week. We don't have that. We are filled all the time with guys who are at least decent members. So I'm excited for that. I just encourage you guys to just work hard to finish this cycle strong. I know at different points in life and at different points in video games, there's different things that pull you different ways, but we have a strong league. This is going to be a fun season. I still think there's still some things to be settled, and I'm excited for what it's going to bring. So I appreciate you guys watching. I know I rambled quite a bit here. I said I was going to try not to ramble, and here I have rambled for 11 minutes. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.